Welcome, race fans, back to SVR. My name is Webbo. We're here today for G1, our top GT3 division, of course, and it's round 9 of the season. We're getting ready at the historic Suzuka track for today's round, and this is how our championship looks. I'll say hello to everybody in just a moment. Wask leads the championship on 103 points from VRX8 on 78. Look at Wask there with all but 2 podiums this season, and one of those races was a no-show. Dirtbag Larry's in third on 70 with Aya just 1 point behind now on 69. We have Nicky Lauda on 64, Nasty on 58. Pat Finn has 51 points, and Red, Piscary, Bijan, Uncle Pants, Mo Gafar are all very much within a shout of gaining positions today. Piscary, don't forget, 2 wins to his name, the only rounds that Wask didn't win. We've got Junebug, Apex Not Found, and Hulked, all as our permanent drivers of the season. Let's get into the Teams Championship, shall we? Semrad Audio, 189, no surprises, with Azul Racing on 161. PSV Racing have 125. And Argento just 4 behind in 4th position, but just deposed by PSV. Obsidian in 5th, joint with Katana AI Racing Team, or CART for short, on 104. Hector Motorsports not so far away in this top G division. It's a big welcome to everybody. It's great to be back with you all. I hope you've had a good break, but yeah, it really is time to get racing. It's been a long break, has it not? So let's see what we can do to try and give you some entertainment today. Just a note to Jailhouse Chris there to say that yes, indeed, there is a link to the engineer Twitch feed, and that the race director Twitch feed. Interesting. Okay, I think that's probably on SoulShock's Twitch, but you should be able to find the engineer link on the pinned message today as well. So good to see everybody. Let's get you trackside then, shall we, for the qualifying time anyway. Looks like we've got Dirtbag Larry, who's making his way out of the pits first of all. Hello to Crooked Woody, to Scavvy, SoulShock himself there, and Jailhouse Chris, as well as Roland, who's just showed up as well. Good to see everybody. Like deployed, that's exactly what we want to see. We need your support to build the channel over the course of the end of this season and the start of next. More on that later, but here is Dirtbag Larry into the Dunlop corner then, the end of the snake on the way through the first part of this fantastic circuit. Then into the Degner corners we go. I don't usually ride on the track side here in qualifying, do I? Let's go on to right on here. In fact, no, I think it's fair enough to just show that everybody is in motion. Here we have VRX, Bijan. There's no missing that livery, is there? Bijan and Nicky Lauda going to start qualifying at the back of the order. Goalie, I've not seen Goalie before. I'm assuming that is not a new. Let's just double check that. It is Goalie. He is new. It's just because of the Canadian flag. We've got Senor Fak, Dirkstra, Arya, Nasty, Piscary, with Wask leading the championship here. It should be fantastic to see Piscary, Wask, and Fak. I've been told Fak's around. Mo in third, Tequila Monkey in second, and as I mentioned, Dirtbag Larry heading through 130R, absolutely flying here in the BMW as we head down on the brakes. You have to brake much earlier than the braking marker boards suggest into the Casio triangle. I've always thought those braking marker boards are misplaced out of here. Through the originally named last curve and onto the start-finish section, it's mostly straight before heading down into the incredibly fast turn 1, which is a preparation zone pretty much for turn 2, the start of the S's. Try and crank on all the steering you need and get into a rhythm and a flow. Soft tyres, of course, light fuel through into turn 4. Front end just complaining slightly, at least on my view of Larry's car. I did see what have we got? Woody suggesting that maybe Larry is on for a good result today. Well, we'll wait to see, of course. So far, it looks like 80% of our viewing audience so far think it will not be a Wask victory today. very bold prediction then. They're going through Degner's 1 and now 2. Under the overpass, that's where the 130R turn-in zone is, above you. And you can actually see that if you pick a good position into what I call the Kobayashi hairpin. Of course, Kamui Kobayashi made some famous dive bombs into that corner, and then turning right through the 300R. Continual radius corner before heading into spoon 1 and 2. Sacrifice some speed through spoon 1 so you can get the front end in early to spoon 2. That all feeds into a positive spiral, then you get the power down nice and early. Just looking at the back wing of Dirtbag Larry's car, nice clear run behind the wedge-shaped Lamborghini Huracan, following but not too closely. Now we're looking for good sound entry. It was just a lift-off, no braking action going through 130R, and then we should be fully on the brakes right down into the Casio Triangle once again for Larry. Nice clear view on the road. Couldn't wish for better qualifying conditions there. Hugging that pit wall on the right-hand side, shave half a metre. Dirtbag Larry in P1, of course, faster than Tequila Monkey on those first laps. Here comes Moat across the line, slower still. Wasco second. Let's have a look then as Arya crosses the line in that second position now. Dirkstra into 6th. We've got Nasty coming out of the final corner as well. A couple of cars moving around in front. Senior Fax posted a 9th fastest time so far. Nasty goes 11th. Goalie's gone back into the pits for a new set of boots. Nicky Lauda in P13 at the moment goes 11th. Let's have a look as the final driver. There's Goalie into the pit lane. Nicky Lauda then very slow. Nice preparation lap. But the fastest time is Piscary so far, a 1:59.355. And nobody was surprised to see that. VRX in second, Arya in third. The big surprise, though, is Wask on that first flying lap. A 2:02.98 cannot have been exactly what he was hoping for. I'm sure most of our front runners will be aiming for sub 2-minute mark. And it looks like Piscary has a slightly hampered view of life on this next lap, but he is still purple on his second flying lap. Into the hairpin. Full lock on left. Get on the power nice and early. Ideally avoid both the apex and the exit curbs of the hairpin, but stay nice and steady on your throttle application. You don't want to get the car spinning around on you as we then prepare for spoon. Into the corner we go. Putting quite a lot of acceleration through spoon 1, and then two dabs of steering into the second part of spoon. Now we'll be hoping for a decent slipstream here. It does look like the McLaren in front of him got away much cleaner out of there. Flat out on these tyres at the moment. Had to lift just at the exit, but flat out to the apex was Piscary into 130R. Chasing the grip slightly here. I think that the tyres are going away from him. Certainly the braking performance is trying to extend his lead at the moment. Larry goes third, and Piscary does extend the lead to VRX, who stays second. Dirtbag Larry now third. Arya in fourth. Mo and Wask in the pit lane. This one isn't going to be a hot lap for VRX. Let's go down into the order. I think I just saw Bijan coming through on what is probably his first big push lap here to cross the line. Bijan, wow, slightly slower than he went before. Farker's gone into second place. Senor Fak in second place. This could be all over for the Tortoro sponsored PSV Racing, or the other way around, cars, as we go into the Snake now. Piscary 1:59.294. Senor Fak 1:59.397. We haven't seen the best out of Wask. This is the best first sector for Senor Fak, though, as he builds the speed and tries to catch a little bit of slipstream towards the end of this lap. Lots of people cheering their drivers on and their teams, which is great to see. Still waiting on the result of that poll, by the way. I didn't actually set a time on it. I don't know how to do that, so I'm assuming it will give up as soon as everybody has voted who's watching. Into the hairpin we go. Hopefully that vote is coming through loud and clear before the start of the race. Let's see, Senor Fak now. A long wait until the final sector update on the lap here. Through spoon. Afternoon sun glinting off the back of the Peugeot in front. Well, that is so wide for Senor Fak, but he kept his right boot firmly planted against the bulkhead. Let's wait as we approach the corner. We'll get an update. It's fastest for him, but not the fastest overall. He only needs 1/10 of a second. He can well do it in this short final sector. It's all about the Casio triangle and making sure you keep the rear of the car planted. Oh, that wouldn't go through the second part of the chicane there cleanly for Senor Fak. So we'll cross the line, and it is much slower, unfortunately, for him. Piscary out there. I want to go down to Wask, though, because this is important for the championship. Here we go, down into the Casio triangle to finish out his outlap. Hi to Mladen Grabusic, who is here for Mate or VRX8 as always. He takes pole at this point anyway, with 1.5 minutes left to go. VRX at 1:59.242, 4 thousandths of a second away from Piscary only. And now we've got to see the best out of Wask here. Championship leader, five-time winner of this championship so far in 2026. As we run on up the hill now. Again, front tyres just complaining. You can hear them squeak and squeal as the surface of the tyre loses grip slightly through these corners. He's balancing the car through here with the throttle. He's slower than his best. This may not be a Wask special at the moment. He's got to find a hell of a lot of time in this final sector, and the time is running out through Degner 1. Nice braking down into Degner 2. He's got really good positive front end, but the rear end letting go slightly in the McLaren as we run round. I would have expected this to be a McLaren strong race because it's all about balance and direction change. But at the moment, VRX in the Peugeot is ahead of 2 Porsches for the PSV Racing My Neighbor Tortoro stickered cars. As we run through, you'll see Tortoro's teeth on the inside there on the front grille into spoon 1, and next up spoon 2 naturally. Very hooked up, but he's got to find so much time through here. Piscary back onto pole position. It's a 1:59.226, again lowering the bar by, what is that, 16 thousandths of a second. Is a personal best time from Wask. Senor Fak takes pole once again. What an incredible back and forth between the top 3. This is the championship leader though. Wask coming through the final chicane. Senor Fak at 1:59.1, would you believe, so far. As we stretch to the line, stick your neck out. Let's see what we can do with Wask. It's 6th only, row 3 at the back of row 3 as well for Wask. But it's Senor Fak who gets the initial pole position there from VRX. It's Croatia 1-2. I would imagine that is pleasing some of our audience no end. And what a fantastic start to this return to the last third of the G1 season in the beautiful Suzuka circuit. Looking forward to this. I hope everybody else is, as it's Senor Fak and VRX ahead of Piscary and Mo. Dirtbag Larry and Wask is your top 3 rows. And all Team Azul row 4, which is Arya and Tequila Monkey. As we have a look at further back, that's goalie, reserve teammate of Wask. Then we have Nasty in 10th. Niki Lauda and Bijan are on the track together at least. We're Niki Lauda in 11th. Dirkstra in 12th. We've got Uncle Pants in the Hector Motorsports Porsche 991. And we have Bijan in the last position, a very late call-up, I believe, in the 89 there. So Senor Fak, VRX, the top qualifiers. Thump saying go drip. I'm not quite sure what that is. It's go Piscary. It comes through as go drip on my on my translated auto-translated situation. Dummy saying beat Fak. So fantastic. Well, I was expecting to see a lot of Croatian flag emojis fill the chat, because look at this pole position and second place. Insane, brilliant to see. An all Croatian front row on this, the VR Sim Racing World Championship, emphasis on world. Check out all our nationalities here that we have for you. A lot of red, white, and blue, but in very different orders, of course. So Senor Fact taking the plaudits then from this start of this last third of the championship, as the result will be declared. A 159.128 for Senor Fact, beating VRX by 76 thousandths of a second only. Piscary in third was less than a tenth of a second away. And we've got Mo in fourth position, Dirtbag Larry in fifth, and Wask some 6/10 of a second off the qualifying pace at this point anyway. Within 1 second, the top 8, and we have Goalie, Nasty, Nicky, Dirkstra, Uncle Pants, and Bijan. Then your full field of drivers. We weren't expecting to get a full field, and then there was a very, very late sign up right at the end of the footage. Well, anyway, just to say that we are trying to smash the monetization target for the channel, by the way, before the end of the season. That is a really, really difficult situation for us. We need to try and accrue 800 hours before the end of the season. So we need everybody's help. After this race is gone, or when you're done watching for the day, in an ideal world, leave one of the SVR playlists running overnight on autoplay, and let's get underway, because we really need that, because the target gets twice as hard next year. So while we are in a current season situation, please do your absolute best. If you do nothing else for the channel, please do that for this this end of season period. I'm going to take a couple minutes voice break, because as usual here in the G Division, that one that one really ruined me just in 10 minutes, and we'll be back in just 2 minutes time. And Mladen, I was hoping for more Croatian flags in the chat, by the way, from you. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's have your predictions then for the podium. I'd love to hear what you reckon is going to be the situation. We've got 31 racing laps. We're starting early morning. We're going for 12 times time elapsed, so we should finish in the evening. As you can see on screen, we've got lots of monsoon clouds for a bit. We've got and a huge variance. It could rain. It's not impossible here at Suzuka, even when we've got it on random. And Thump saying he thinks Wask is going to sneak his way onto the podium. That's some betting of hedges going on there. as we get ready then, just a 2-minute countdown, I believe. Just to remind you, we've had ourselves, sorry, I said that wrong earlier. 4 race wins, 2 third places for Wask, 2 race wins for Piscary so far, and an Arya win round 1. Well, we really thought that was going to be Arya's season this upcoming season. Wask did win Nürburgring the last round out, so let's wait to see then with the fastest lap as well. So Wask was absolutely on it at Nürburgring. Can he be just exactly the same? I think his qualifying hasn't necessarily been as superlative as his race pace. A couple of times he started down on row 3 and still won the race, rounds 3 and round 4. He started in 3rd place in round 2 at Watkins Glen, still finished the race with the race win. So it is certainly not beyond the realm of possibility, especially for Wask to get up there. I just want to check in with Hector, make sure Hector's working for you all. It says qualifying at the moment, so I might need to go ahead and refresh that. I do just want to make sure that usually I get given race engineer rights by SoulShock, so I can refresh Hector by myself manually if I think about it. We're getting underway then. I don't want to blot the look of everything. I'm going to turn Hector off for the start, I think, so that I make sure that we do get an accurate view of the start, even if that does mean we lose a little bit of the extra POVs. I did have Pat Finn's set up, but he's not with us today. So let's get underway. I will put the driver names back on once we are in the thick of it. Rolling start, of course, for this Suzuka round. I would imagine by the time we get to the midfield, we will see some overtakes into the turn 1, but at the front, it's probably quite unlikely. We've got Arya and Tequila Monkey in our Lamborghini Huracans in the matte blue. Looks like it's time to go then. It's drop the clutch. It's go, go, go for the 9th round of the VR Sim Racing World Championship top tier GT3s as they head downhill towards turn 1. Senyorfak ahead of VRX and Piscary. Wask in front of Arya and Tequila Monkey. It is as you were at the start here, but it looks like Goalie starting to make moves. Piscary, Senyorfak still ahead then of VRX. Piscary in P3. And everybody behaving themselves through the first few corners, as you would expect in this top tier of racing. This is Mo in the Argento Silver Peugeot as he looks to have a look on his approach then through Dunlop and in towards Degners. That'll be the first major overtaking opportunity in the shadow of the beautiful Ferris wheel. A tiny little defensive shape on the inside coming there. It's side by side on the way in here as Goalie has been an absolute legend at the start of this race. Nasty trying to bully Tequila Monkey to the outside and succeeds in taking the place. Tequila Monkey very much on the defensive as they approach the hairpin then for the first time of asking, and it's a dive bomb special there from Nicky Lauda, but he stamps on the anchors, doesn't want to ruin anybody's race, and it is Katana A race team both in the final positions at the back of the grid, but Senyorfak still ahead of VRX and Piscary. Mo in 4th and Dirtbag Larry in 5th position. Wask still 6th as they were at the start. Let's give Hector a little try, shall we? And he has gone on to race mode. So that is all to the good. We'll try and get all of that information up as quickly as we possibly can. It is Senyorfak defending slightly from VRX as they went into 130R, dirt and dust and grass clippings thrown up into the face. VRX all over the shop and into a massive accident, absolutely huge, involving his teammate no less, and that was massive for our grid. Then Piscary into the lead of the race. Something terrible happened with Senyorfak. I cannot figure that one out. Let's have another look from his perspective. He goes through 130R. I think he loses the car on his own. He's wrestling it. He can't get this rear-wheel drive Porsche, but a massive incident into the barrier as well for our racers. I just want to go back and find everybody else then as we go back to live footage. I just want to make sure I've got VRX here. Let's see his run here through. I think it was an overcorrection from what was happening in front, but they both go wide. And they're both in an identical situation. He wipes out his teammate, pushes his teammate into the dirt and the dust, stops dead as he hits a reset point, and then they resume and back to the front of the grid with Piscary, who leads us. Absolutely couldn't believe everything that was going down there. I'm just going to check. We don't have anybody's Twitch feeds linked in at the moment, so I apologise for that. We've had pit stops from Senor Fak and Moga Farah both in at the moment. That's obviously from the lead of the race, so it's just became an awful lot easier for Wask here, who's gained positions. Wask up to 3rd position yet, as we've got wind pushing them wide in that corner. Yeah, you're absolutely on it there. Tailwind as you exit. It's not exactly a crosswind, but there you go. So Piscary in 1st, Dirtbag Larry in 2nd, Wask in 3rd, Arya in 4th position. Arya starting on the hard tyres. Goalie up to 5th place now with the 2 Hector not the 2 Hector Motorsports, with Nasty in 6th in the Hector Motorsports. Then we've got Dirkstra in the 2nd of the Team Obsidian cars as they go 3 cars in towards 130R. I tell you what, goalie is not all about being careful at the start of his career here. And there goes Nasty spinning round, and it looks like that is absolutely what's going on. It is wind through 130R, and they are not being as careful. Let's have a look. This is just riding just behind Nasty. Understeer, and then these Porsches, when they start to go, it's very quick. Quick route straight back to trouble and into the barrier. The 77, Dirtbag Larry in 2nd, Piscary in 1st, Wask in P3, goalie in 4th in the Semrad Audio McLaren here. And just looking back then, Dirkstra up to 5th position. I can't see, I can't remember a start so chaotic in the G1 division. The ends maybe, the starts much less so. Dummy saying it's the worst wind at this track. I thought it would be a crosswind, a kind of southeasterly would be tough to hit you as you go around. But dirty air and the wind direction is killing them. So we're going to have to go back. Roland's saying everybody knows their way around this track much more than I do with the wind in these GT3 boats. Bijan and Niki Lauda have kept quiet and got up to 8th and 9th positions from the last positions. We've got Tequila Monkey dropping to 10th place from row 4. Nasty in 11th, Senor Fak in 12th, hard tyres on, but Nasty has got damage, didn't go into the pit lane that lap to mend the damage. That's going to hurt even more going through 130R than you would have expected earlier on. I'm really hoping we can get some Twitch feeds coming through, otherwise there's little point rolling with the Hector feed. VRX is in the pits, getting a repair done. And it's Piscary leading by 2 whole seconds to Dirtbag Larry. Let's watch them through 130R. I'm just expecting there to be trouble every time the cars come through. Nothing at the moment. Perhaps Dirkstra in the BMW will understeer wide. Uncle Pants has managed to get the Porsche through. What a start for him. Piscary and Uncle Pants, the only Porsches to have survived this start of the race then, and into the Casio triangle with Arya, Bijan, Niki Lauda, Tequila Monkey heading that way too, and then a big gap for Nasty. Mo is massively far behind. He has looked out worst of all. I think VRX may have retired by the look of things. He's been in the pit lane a very long time. Piscary continues to extend his lead, and expand it, I suppose, in a time sense. Wask in 3rd, goalie in 4th position, but it's Dirkstra then. Let's ride behind of Dirkstra, shall we, and see how the BMW compares to the Porsche as they climb the hill. I was expecting it to be a bit more understeery, the BMW, than the McLaren in front. As he continues through, we've got Dummy saying could be summer break rustiness as well. Don't forget, we are expecting the light conditions to drop dramatically. We will also expect to see a much cloudier portion of the day through the course of the race. Lap 4 of the 31. Dirkstra now picking up the pace a little bit. Piscary, Dirtbag Larry and Wask, the top 3. Looks like we are actually going to get ourselves a bit of Twitch feed, so I'm going to give you some Bijan, but I'm not sure whether to switch out for somebody else. Bijan is nice and close to somebody else at the moment, so that will help. our enjoyment anyway, as we ride with Dirkstra through Spoon 2, and almost certain to get the overtake done here with that slight twitch from the rear of the McLaren as we go round, and we've got the inside lane on the way through 130R, playing a game of chicken. Goalie turns straight into the side. Perhaps not quite used to the racecraft required goalie here at G1 and the racing rules. He has seemed on the aggressive side, at least when I've seen him. I don't want to besmirch his character, but that's how it appeared. Anyway, we've got Bijan, we've got Niki Lauda doing his best job to avoid overtaking his teammate with contact. Let's have another look at that one, because that was interesting. Certainly, I think Bijan had to get out of the way here, braking quite evenly, and then it's almost like yeah, I think Bijan lets him through in the end, but there was a quite significant closing speed difference between the two. Tequila Monkey's in 10th, Senor Fak is in 11th place, Mo in 12th, Nasty in 13th, and VRX still hasn't moved, unfortunately. Checking his phone in the car there at the moment, looks like he has decided to park up or had a mechanical, but it would seem an odd one to just sit there, not have the repairs done. So I think he's not best pleased with the way the situation has unfolded. 3.6 seconds is the lead for Piscary from Dirtbag Larry. Was closing in to Dirtbag Larry, or at least not letting him get away. 1 second between the two. Excalibur Princess cheering on Larry. Larry, a very popular driver in our league, and he has our full support, of course. I saw a picture on Instagram of Larry when he was a younger man. Looks exactly like Roman Reigns before he was famous. When he was of a similar age, I was absolutely bowled over. I was looking at that picture quite some time, thinking, "Why are you sharing this, Larry?" Dirkstra in 4th, being chased down by Goalie now. Of course, Dirkstra getting by at this point on the previous lap. Let's see Goalie through this 130R. Lap 5 of the 31, as the tyres are beginning to wear out. Goalie is just throwing the car at 130R, and you love to see it. It's a bit like Sir Grinch in the style of racing, I think, which is flat out all of the time and catch it if it slides. Nikki in 8th, Bijan in 9th, Tequila Monkey and Senor Fak. Senor Fak closing on Tequila Monkey at the moment. You're riding still with Nikki. And I will try and give you different drivers to ride on board with. In fact, it probably should be somebody else now. In fact, it's Tequila Monkey pits. Tequila Monkey off the hard tyres. A little bit of damage on the car for Tequila, so he's gone into the pit lane. Mo and Nasty at the back of the grid. There's a huge field spread thanks to those early incidents that we witnessed, unfortunately. Let's ride with championship leader Wask. As I'll try and give you full experience. Thankfully, it does appear that Hector is working well today. Piscary in P1. Piscary has been a two-time winner, rounds 5 and 6. Wasn't able to take part in the championship prior to that, and neither was he able to show for round 8, but he's back for round 9. Currently 9th place in the championship, but eyes fixed firmly on the prospect of a constructor's contribution there with his regular teammate Red. Red's not with us at the moment. Here, I think he's still perhaps on vacation or on holiday, so I'm sure he'll be back with us soon. Looks like Dirtbag Larry had an incident. I don't know if I can catch that in the replay buffer. This was a little bit further ago. Unfortunately, Dirtbag Larry down to 3rd position now, and actually it looks like Dirkstra is closing in. You probably were able to see what happened to Larry by way of the lower right corner of your screen, and I didn't manage to see what was happening there. I can't watch everything all at once. I've got the stream chat, I've got Hector's feed and my main screen all trying to show me what I need. Dirkstra and Dirtbag Larry heading down the start-finish straight. Medium tyres for Dirkstra. And they'll be starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable, not quite doing what they were at the start of the stint. Goalie about 2 seconds away from Dijkstra here. Looks like the front end is responding well. The balance of these cars shifts, obviously with the wind, but as the stint develops, you try and set it up for the best middle part of your stint, I think, in terms of oversteer, understeer. Dijkstra is very quick indeed here, and I think Larry might be about to let him go. Otherwise, that is uncomfortably close on the way into Degner for teammates. Let's see them through Degner too. And I think, well, Larry's certainly not defending into the Kobayashi hairpin, and he's had enough of that one. He's got some damage on the front end, has Larry, so might be heading for an early pit stop. We are officially, if I've done my maths correctly, I think that's 1/6 distance past now. Larry with the damage. Yeah, Chris, thank you. Appreciate it. Good catch. We've got Uncle Pants then in 6th place. What a fantastic start for Uncle Pants this has been. Aya in 7th, Nicky in 8th, Bijan 3.9 seconds away from his teammate, and we've got Senor Fak right with him as well. So that is very interesting. And wow, they are incredibly close as Senor Fak looking to light up this race here with his comeback. Some beautiful liveries on screen right now, some absolute stunners. There is Bijan gets away, tries to take the inside lane as they approach 130R, continues to take that inside lane. Here is the view of life from Senor Fak's car. Love the fact that on those VR POVs you can see when Wask is checking his mirrors. Will it be a dive bomb into the Casio triangle? Senor Fak doesn't want to take a chance, but focusing on his apexes and therefore his exit, this should be a good opportunity to get by then now from Bijan. He's got a bigger result in mind today, I think. Senor Fak can't quite make up his mind as Bijan cuts to the middle of the track. I wonder if Senor Fak will dive right. Oh, that was cheeky. Very nice little jiggle there, just as Bijan hit the brakes, and it looks like he's going to get through and out of the corner. Side by side once again. Going to need to give up the apex of turn 3 in order to gain it for turn 4. That was very tidy from Senor Fak. Saw exactly what he was up to when we were right in the on the tail there. Brilliant tactics from Senor Fak to make the move. That leaves Bijan down into 10th position. Senor Fak wearing through his hard tyres like they were made of cheese at the moment. As we see, we've got Piscary 8.1 seconds ahead of Wask, 7.1 seconds Hulkt or Dijkstra is further back from Wask. So the front 3 are starting to really spread out now. Lap 8 of the 31. I imagine the medium starters who have avoided damage will be heading towards the pit lane fairly soon. Fuel at about 50%, at least on a Peugeot anyway. Nasty, similar situation for him. New mediums on Tequila Monkey's Lamborghini, and we have Piscary there in P1, not going into the pit lane just yet. Wask may be feeling like the win is starting to slip away with the pace of Piscary. What's in the line? 0.9 of a second worse than his absolute best, which is a 2:01.353. Piscary have set a 2:05.98. Dirtbag Larry then has been able to pit as early as possible here to repair the car, get a new set of boots on. He's certainly worn through that front right is the most limited tyre for Larry today. That might be connected with the damage on that side of the car as well. Arya in 6th. And we're approaching 1/3 distance already. Absolutely incredible. Keep your eye though on the weather. Keep your eye on the light conditions. I'm fully expecting us to go towards evening running, possibly even sunset, depending on time of year. As Nicky Lauda is in P7 here. I'm just checking on Arya. Let's go on board with Arya as he starts to reel in Uncle Pants. New hards, old mediums for the two contenders here. Dirtbag Larry on his way out of the pits. I know we've got many fans of Dirtbag Larry, so let's give you his POV. Bottom right of your screen. Underneath the overpass we go with Arya. Gap closing to Uncle Pants. Heading towards being underneath a second. You do need to be within about 3.5 tenths of a second to really be able to make a pass here, unless the car in front makes a mistake. Larry out of the pits, and you can see there, looks to be off the circuit, is he? Larry, off the circuit, let's have a look. Where are we, Larry? Ooh, what's happening here? A bit of a tank slapper on there. Larry's crashed, but it looks like he might have been helped into it by this particular Porsche. So, yeah, big moment there for Larry as he tries to get back on. We'll have another check of that one, because from the POV you would have just seen, essentially, this is Nasty turning in. Oh, well, oh, wow, that was very light contact, but it was enough to pitch the rear around. And I wonder if we'll be checking in on the stewards post-race with that one, because Larry down to 13th place then again, as he was during the pit sequence, but he cannot seem to buy a bit of good luck today. 9 seconds is the gap for Piscary ahead of Wask on lap 10. What can Wask do later in the stint, I wonder, when he changes out the tyres? Just using the rear tyres slightly more than the Porsche is in front of him, Wask. Just showing you the balance that he's got the car set up in. Dirkstra is in P3. And there's not much to watch from Larry's point of view at the moment. 15 seconds he's lost just to Tequila Monkey. By the way, P11 is Nasty in the Hector display. Woody's saying he has had some bad luck through the season. Yeah, it's several drivers have some legitimate complaints about this season and their share of fortune, and Larry will definitely be there with him, with that group. Dirkstra in P3. Gaps opening at the front of the field. This is Goalie in 4th. We're waiting for those pit stops, possibly from Piscary. I don't imagine it's going to be a one-stopper if the medium tyres are being used today. It looks like the hards are wearing quite quickly as well. Uncle Pants is nearing the danger zone on his tyre allocation. He's got Arya not far behind. I think Arya has already been into the pit lane for 1 point. The number 14 Canadian racer there, Arya. Terrific racer. Hasn't been able to complete a full season in 2025, but certainly showing up much more this season, Arya. So he missed 2 rounds, round 6 and 7, but he's had a win and 2 second places in the first 4 rounds of the season. Just a really poor score on round 8, unfortunately, prior to the late season break that we've had. Let's see, anybody in the pit lane at the end of lap 10? It looks like not at this stage. Fantastically rendered Suzuka circuit in the sunshine. It looks great in the torrential rain as well, you have to say. This is Senor Fact, the toothy grin on the Tortoro PSV racer. Niki Lauda catching him now. And you're riding on board, by the way, with Mo Ghaffar. I'm just going to switch that out to Niki as he's getting close to the driver in front of Senor Fact. Well, I guess Senor Fact's just made the overtake now, thinking about it. Keep losing our live chat there for a second. Niki Lauda. Here we go, lap 11 of the 31, passing the 1/3 race distance so far. Just noticed Spa-Francorchamps poster in the background there. I've not seen that before here at Suzuka. I'm not quite sure why Suzuka would be advertising for Spa. Hardly local travel destinations between each other. Mo in 9th. Has Bijan not far behind him. We've got Nasty with Tequila Monkey here. Nasty has at least got one kill so far today. And Tequila Monkey down the inside into Dunlop. Tries to turn in on Degner, but there is a rather large Porsche on his inside. So it's also quite weighty. I don't think the Lamborghini is going to win any argy-bargy battles with a Porsche there. Into the hairpin we go. One of the best camera angles of that hairpin right now. Piscary pits then at the end of lap 11 for his tyres. We'll wait to see if Wask does the same. Wask has dropped 10 seconds now to Piskery. Wask goes by pit lane. Because they have to change dry compound tyre. They don't have any further restriction here in the top tier of racing. Obviously, we've got to stay on racing tyres. But if we stay dry, they must switch. We've got Tequila Monkey then right with Nasty. Hazard lights on for Tequila Monkey. I don't know if that is accidental or he's headed towards the pit lane. He is clearly the faster car. What is happening here? Tries to turn in. Can't quite get there. I think the hazards would normally indicate he's headed towards the pit lane. So it would be rather pointless to make a 50-50 overtake decision. Oh no, it is box opposite situation for Tequila Monkey then, who's already been in the pits that one time. So I think the hazard lights may have just been while he had damage, or he might have just pressed a button while he's got the helmet on. I can't quite see that his hazards are on. It is Wask leading from Dirkstra, 7.9 seconds. Piskery is only 2.6 seconds behind of Dirkstra. He's gone onto the soft tyres for a quick stint, so is Wask trying to extend the medium tyre a little bit longer so that he can just use one pit stop with the hard tyre. This is going to be fascinating. Piskery still with the fastest lap of the race, a 2 minute 5.98 on lap 4. I expect the soft tyres and lighter fuel of this stint will see that drop even further. Has he got a little what's he got on the end plate of his car design? It's just Tortoro, is it? I thought it was Roadrunner for a second. It does look like it is just Tortoro. There you go, Piskery, as he runs on. Great to have you all with us here for the G Division. If you haven't said hello yet and want to shout out, please speak up. Love to hear from you. Don't forget to please watch us. Leave SVR on a device somewhere running as much as you possibly can so we can get that monetization target. We still need 800 hours before the end of the season. Dirkstra in P3 on the medium tyres has gone into the pit lane with 14 litres of fuel left. That can't be right for Dirkstra. Can it? Yes, it is. Wow. He has dropped a lot of fuel, but they can refuel here. So that puts Goalie into P3. Arya into 4th position here. And we'll be looking back to see whether Dirkstra comes out of the pit lane. That is Hulked, by the way, Dirkstra. He's Dirkstra on my screen. Mo in 6th. How's your POV doing, by the way? Any requests for a different POV? I can't give you everybody. If they've got a little purple mark next to their name, that means they are broadcasting on Twitch. Don't forget you can pick multiple POVs on the engineer link that is pinned to today's live chat. So you can choose your favourite driver to watch, or you can watch as many as your download connection will allow. I've tried it, and not many is the answer for me. I can oddly connect into Twitch much easier, but on our website, on that link, you can toggle on and off your favourite drivers and actually give your driver you're engineering for if you're in that role. Really important information. Mo is well, maybe staying out a little bit too long here, looking at the state of his tyres and the fact that he's struggling out of Degner 2. So we hope he can get around at least to the pit lane on this 13th lap. I'm expecting to see Wask come in momentarily, as Tequila Monkey cannot shake off these Hector Motorsports cars at the moment. Looks like Uncle Pants came out of the pits just in front of him. Yes, he did, and he's on hard tyres as well. Tequila is going to be unhappy, I think, with how much traffic he's been having to suffer. In comes Wask then. Piskery retakes the lead of the race, as we would expect. The gap was about 10.5 seconds between Piskery and Wask before the pit stop. Let's see how that has worked out. Could well be a lot larger now, thanks to Piskery fitting the softs. So he will be faster, at his absolute fastest on those tyres immediately after coming out of the pit lane. Goalie is in 2nd, Arya is in 3rd, Wask is still in the pit lane. It's a long hold for the fuel here. He's put up to 90 litres of fuel in the tank, and we'll have a look. So it does look like, well, he's gone onto the mediums for the 2nd time. I was going to say he's going for just a one-stopper, but he stayed on the medium tyre as Wask. That is really interesting, but he's put a huge amount of fuel in the car. I imagine then trying to save stationary time later on in the race. We've got Goalie in P2 in the 34, reserving here in the Semrad Audio McLaren. And absolutely thrashing this car within an inch of its life. This is Niki Lauda's outside view that you've got the inside view of. I will just see if anybody is particularly close to one another. Here is Wask, who has come out of the pit lane. As I said, Wask is now 30 seconds away from Piscary. So the gap has almost tripled between Wask and Piscary. I would fully expect Piscary will have to put a lot more fuel in because he's short fueled to have a sprint stint here, if that all makes sense. Light fuel, soft tyres, absolutely going for it. 1:59.983 the previous lap. Let's see if it's even faster this time round. Let's have a look then. Out of the last curve. Foot planted. Not faster this one. Tyres maybe starting to die off for Piscary, but he's got an 18.2 second gap then, and a almost sector before he sees another car. Arya in third, Niki Lauda in fourth. Wask chasing down Niki Lauda. I'll give you a stereo view of this as Goalie pits. Goalie into the pit lane will probably be running a similar strategy to his Semrad Audio teammate Wask. I don't know if they've had much time to practice together. They're in the same time zone-ish and country, but Canada is a very large country. So they could be in the distance of Europe between them, I suppose. Wask is just, what is he, a quarter of a second away from Niki Lauda now. Arya and Wask making an Austrian sandwich with Niki in between the two of them. We're heading in. We're looking forward to things in the postseason. We usually have a Nations Cup or Nations mini series. If you are a VR driver and you haven't joined SVR yet, you're seeing this for the first time, you can get in, of course, to the SVR Discord, register, prove that you're a VR driver, and join us for the winter off-season events. We do have a lot of fun whenever we possibly can. Down into the Kobayashi hairpin, and that would have made Kamui smile as Wask makes a beautiful overtake there on Niki Lauda, and you got it in the bottom of your screen as well. So we'll switch out to someone else. Niki Lauda is currently the car closest to another, but we've been riding with him for some time. That's Goalie in the pit lane. We've got Dirtbag Larry out there. Larry is a long distance away. And Mo Ghaffar is in 12th. We lost two drivers through the course of the race so far. Here is Arya in second and Piscary in first place. Wask is now 34 seconds. With that lap spent behind Niki Lauda on old tyres, that has really cost Wask. But can he? Well, he certainly won't save a pit stop, but he might be able to take a really short pit stop at the end of this race. It's lap 15 of the 31. There is Dijkstra just coming through the chicane at the end of the lap. This is Bijan, just 1.1 seconds away. Behind him is Senor Fak. It's going to be less than that now, as Bijan runs very, very deep into the Casio triangle. And well, I was going to build up this battle, but it ended up being absolutely nothing. Bijan with the hard tyres running a little bit too long. The Ferrari 296 and the drivers racing it tend to go as long as they can, tend to be able to make a one-stop work where it's less comfortable for other drivers to make that strategy function well for them. Here's Tequila Monkey. He's got a bright purple Hector Motorsports Porsche in front of him again. Medium tyres for Tequila Monkey. About, well, not too far away from needing another change is Tequila. Not much to see from Wask's POV at the moment. Let's try and switch that out. Somebody new. Dirtbag Larry is 0.8 of a second away from Mo. But down here they are. This is poor position, but Larry's been on those hard tyres quite a while. I don't think he can go to the end on this amount of fuel, but he could without having to change tyre if he had the mileage. Dirtbag Larry 1.3. Piscary back in the pit lane then with 2 litres of fuel on the car. Piscary back in. It will be a change and a lot of fuel going on, so he'll lose a lot of time naturally. How is this gonna work out? Full fuel, medium tyres, barely any fuel, soft tyres, and then back onto, I anticipate, the mediums again. Arya takes the lead thanks to that pit stop. We'll have a look at Wask. Can Wask pass Piscary? He cannot. And that's going to really hurt Wask because he knows he's got another pit stop to make because he's stayed on the medium tyres, I believe, through the course of the race so far. And he's got Piscary right there. They do have a similar amount of fuel on board though, so I may be wrong about Wask. If there's anybody connected with Semrad or can rewind the stream at the moment and just double check that Wask did start on medium tyres. I'm pretty sure he did, but has been known to happen me to forget a set of tyres someone was on mid-race. We've got Nicky Lauda 1.2 seconds only ahead of Dirkstra. Nicky now is going to have a tough job on this lap to hold on to these old hard tyres. He's out on the marbles. It just becomes a worsening situation. The more wear you get on the tyres, the more likely you are to understeer onto the marbles, which dirties up your outside tyres. Nasty's gone. Nasty's gone from the race, unfortunately. That is a big shame. Just double check there the chat. I can't actually type anything. I wanted to read that chat history, but I didn't get there in time. Whoa, huge slide from Dirkstruck coming through the hairpin. Let's have a look at that again. And why is that happening? Because he's on good medium tyres here. Red missed the race by half an hour, but you're back for Webstay, right? Tell me you're back for Webstay. If anyone has forgotten, check out the race midweek race channel Webstay. We're going to play Capture the Flag with the Renault Capture, and there is some interesting design challenge here. Dirkstra versus Nicky Lauda here into the 130R. Nicky just let him go. He knows how bad his tyres are. There we go into the chicane. Nicky almost certainly headed in towards pit lane now off his hard tyres. He'll be so glad to get rid of those hard tyres. Oh, Nicky. Nicky stays out just because probably I said he wasn't. So Red's going to be there. I hope everyone else can make it. I'd like to fill the lobby as well and have a good time in a silly little road car. Into the pit lane, Tequila Monkey almost hitting the pit wall on his way in. Excuse me, goalie, P9. Let's ride with goalie, shall we? Slightly better camera angle. I'll take a drink. I hope you're not too sunburnt, actually, Red, as well after your vacation. Stayed away from any wildfires as well. This is goalie. Well, he had a long time to not run into the back of Bijan there, didn't he, goalie? But he made sure of a little touch there. Just let everybody know where you are. What have we got? Goalie just less than a second away here now from Bijan. Wask is super close to Arya. Let's go up there and have a look at that one. Here is Wask. Remember, championship leader Wask has only not been on the podium. I think it's once. Yes, only not been on the podium once when he started a race so far this season. Wask side by side with Arya, one of the OGs, Arya, from our league. And that was a nice one from Wask. He did end up having to duck out of the throttle slightly at the end of 130R, but let's ride on the chase cam through here. Keep your eye on that throttle trace. What happened here with Wask? They can almost touch each other's door handles. Huge lift, and that cost him, of course, on his way through. But he held on to the position, so nicely done from Wask. Now just 9 seconds away from Piscary, but I am expecting, can I get an update from anybody here on Wask's start tyres? Can somebody give me that information, please? Because it's really important if he's only one stopping and he's 9.3 seconds away from Piscary, if he's got to go in again. We've got Aya and Nicky Lauda in the pits at the moment as well, so Aya probably let him get by without much of a fight. Dirkstra in third, Senjafak in fourth. Yeah, Solshock's, actually my memory was correct. Solshock says that Wask started on the mediums, so another pit stop is incoming, and they're on identical fuel levels right now. Thanks, Solshock, appreciate it. Absolutely switched on as always, Sol. Wask in second right now. Dirkstra just 2 seconds behind. Nasty's back in the room, but he won't get back into the race, unfortunately. You can do that in the F1 franchise, and I think some other racing sims you can, your car will go into auto drive at a slower pace than most of our human drivers, and then you can rejoin the car, but that doesn't happen in GT7, sadly. Fack coming back, return of the Fack, is it? Here he is in P4, shouts Thump, so that's good to see. 19 seconds away from the lead, but looks like there will be another pit stop to come as well for him. He's done a great job to get back to fourth after the early incidents. I don't think you could blame him for any of those. A couple of drivers really struggled through this corner, this 130R. In fact, the wind is now a direct crosswind as they turn right at the most crucial part of 130R. Red says, never thought I'd say that, but go Fack. Did he hurt you in some way, Red, before? I don't have a good enough memory to know that, but Uncle Pants here in 5th place has had a quiet but very strong race to this point. Goalie might be about to interrupt that race, but Uncle Pants is on low fuel. Goalie has some 70% fuel left in the car, so he might be slightly over-fueled for the end of the race, which is the better of the two extremes. Mo in 7th. We've seen plenty of drivers run out of fuel at this very track last year as well. Red says, yeah, he doesn't like Senjafak because he was faster than him last year. Arya in 8th, Nicky Lauda in 9th, Dirtbag Larry into the pits then, I imagine for his final time for the last 12 racing laps, but I mean you can't see him at the moment. I don't know why the pit lane cameras work that way, and GT7 can't just show a car coming into the pits and going out of it properly. Tequila Monkey in 10th, Bijan in 11th, Dirtbag Larry then in that pit lane and will drop to dead last once again, unfortunately, but is putting a full tank of fuel in for 11 laps. Might have had to take a drink or something, or check something on his rig, because that does look like over-fueling. Piscary leads by 12 clear seconds from Fack. Not from Fack, from Wask. Fack is in 4th. Who have I given you on your POV at the moment? You've been riding with Wask for some time. Let's switch that out for somebody else. We'll do a little bit of go to Mo Gafar again. Hi Stormborn, good to see you. Hope to see you out there on the track again soon, Stormborn. It's been a long time, but I know you won't be doing it on the GT3 days. Dirkstra in P3, unless Stormborn you've actually been able to pick up 2 sim rigs yet, and you can race side by side or back to back. I hope that's where you guys are headed. Stormborn is Arya's wife, by the way, if you don't know. Goalie on a one-stop says dummy. Here he is on the hard tyres. Currently 42 seconds away. Stormborn says that's the dream. That's what we like to see. I actually got my my good lady in the sim rig yesterday. I don't know if anybody saw on my channel, but we had a couples race with a real driver swap going on with BFR yesterday. So we just had a half-hour race, and she had 10 minutes in. She probably spent a good about 20 minutes practicing. So, and I'm thinking I might put that practice video out on my members only section of YouTube, so you can go ahead and get in on there if you want to. Uncle Pants in P9 has made his final pit stop as well. Now on to the medium tyres. There he is, and the race was commentated by league owner and his partner as well. So yeah, we did have quite a bit of fun yesterday. Tequila Monkey in 10th, Bijan in 11th, Dirtbag Larry in 12th. Right now, 1 minute 27 off the lead. That is a horrible situation for Larry to be in, and it's very undeserved as well. Piskery 13.3 from Wask, and Dirkstra in P3. I do remember seeing Larry before the mid-season break. Well, not even mid-season, late-season break that we've just had, talking about bad luck. People saying, "Oh, such a shame for Larry." He's like, dudes, I just love driving with you all, and I just don't care, quite frankly, about some bad luck on track. And he's just got the best attitude to racing. Really healthy attitude towards what it can be a tremendously frustrating hobby. Senior Fack then 3.8 seconds away from Dirkstra at the moment. Will we see Fack be able to lift himself onto the podium? Who knows? At the moment, 3.5 seconds. He's on old tyres, but so is Dirkstra. So it's well within the realms of possibility. Has less fuel on than Dirkstra, so we will lose out in the pit lane stationary time while the fuel is going in, unless Dirkstra has put way too much fuel in, but I don't see that being the case. Goalie has quite a lot of fuel left in P5, going for that one stop. 45 seconds is too much to gain the win, I think, with a quick pit stop coming from Piskery and probably Wask, but he could well gain third place here. Bummy says, come on, Hulked. That's Dirkstra in P3, the Dutchman. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly at this whole season. No one's corrected me. It's always funny how few drivers care what the commentators say about their names. I've never quite understood it. Quite often I'll put out something at the start of the season saying, if you've got a tricky name to pronounce for an Englishman, please let me know exactly how you want it pronounced. And most of them just never bother. They just go, I don't care. Say whatever you like. Solchuk says, what tyres did Goalie start on? I want to say mediums. I thought he was going to be on the exact same strategy as his teammate, but he's gone his own way here, Goalie. I need some true or false facts about Goalie, by the way, because I've not encountered him before. This looks to be his very first race with us here as a reserve, and he's showing up very nicely indeed. Here's Mo. Senior Fack is in the pits. He's gone for the undercut on Dirkstra. Try and get on those tyres as early as possible. 9 to go at the moment. Through 130R we go, with Mo chasing down Goalie. Mo on old mediums, Goalie on used but not too overused hard tyres. We could do a kind of some say phrasing of Goalie if you want to come up with some in the chat. Please don't use ChatGPT. We want human entertainment if we can. There's a nice easy overtake from Mo with traction out of Casio Triangle through the last curve. Car giving up quite a bit more grip at the moment on the Peugeot RCZ for people my side of the Atlantic. Goalie in 5th, Arya in 6th. Good to see drivers still so close together. We've got Senior Fack out in 7th place. He's 53 seconds from the lead, but I can't quite see his gap here to Dirkstra. Let me have a look. Can I do that? I can't remember if I can do that. That's his lap times. I don't think I can actually. No chat messages. Should we see who's been talking to Hector, if anybody, so far? I don't think we haven't got any chat messages showing up on Hector at the moment. Let's go over to Nikki. Oscar cheering on us all. Oscar, let's have you back on the racetrack, shall we? Were you off on vacation or something? last weekend. I didn't get a message from either you or Tequila to tell me why you might have been missing. Go Azul, says Stormborn. Here is Arya and goalie. Arya clearing goalie for now. Goalie coming straight back at him though. Plenty of pressure. Woody's saying Oscar can stay on holiday. That's just mean, by the way. Oscar, we want to see you back on track. I know Woody's just joking. Woody would have won last week if it weren't for you, right, Oscar? Right, Woody? If you'd been there, Woody would have beaten you, I'm sure. Arya in 5th. Goalie in 6th, and Senor Fak here, nice and close behind. Plenty of action happening in front of Senor Fak. Probably too much for his taste. Oh, off we go. Off we go. That's goalie. Unfortunately, on his old hard tyres. Could be a step too far into the race. And he goes wide through turn 2. Horrible feeling when you get turn 1 not quite right and then straddle that curb. There's just nothing you can do, as essentially your car is being temporarily beached down the middle. No purchase. Have a look in the background right there. You see this, the Spa sign in the background. What is going on with that? I can't understand. Tequila Monkey there in 10th. Oscar's uncle. At Nürburgring it all goes down, says Oscar. Good stuff. We always race Nürburgring. I think that we're on the Grand Prix circuit, aren't we, for the Formula for the rookies next week. We're not going to give the green hell to. Yeah, Reg, you need to keep your eyes peeled through the S's here at Suzuka. Here is Piscary. I think it's the next camera where we see that sign. No, it isn't. Yeah, it's a 24-hour Le Mans. I kind of get that because it's sort of the logo for WEC as well, right? But yeah, it's very weird. I don't understand it. It's probably completely accurate. I don't think they would have put it in there if it wasn't the case. Go Tequila, says Oscar and Arya, of course. Piscary, 18 seconds to the good against Wask. Wask and Piscary still likely to pit again for some soft tyres, I would imagine. There it is. There you can see. It's 24-hour motos there in the background. I don't know if that is the actual Le Mans, but anyway. Dirkstra comes out of the pit lane. And he is trying to get hold of that 3rd place again. Mo, and we've got behind them Senor Fak overtaking Arya. So Fak in the Porsche with the Tortoro teeth. And you've got... who have you got replacing? We've got, let me get this right. We've got goalie replacing Pat today, Pat Finn. Just having a go through Dunlop corner. Should be well ahead by the time we get into Degner 1 now. Nice and comfortable. Well, for Fak, who gets a bit of a drift going. Looks like Mo's struggling right now to hold off Arya. Here we go into the hairpin. Kobayashi hairpin. Late apex for Arya. Should get on the power nice and early. On the car nice and straightened up. Medium tyres should bring us home. The sun's starting to set now. Was anticipating a proper sunset, but we haven't got long to make that happen. Just most of 6 racing laps left to go. Oh, very close. Peugeot gets away from Spoon 2 quite nicely. There's no reason you would notice, by the way, Red, because you wouldn't see it from a driving perspective. You don't do a lot of work spectating races, I'm sure. Here comes Niki Lauda on goalie. Such an uncomfortable position to be in, trying to make an overtake through 130R. Defend, Hulk, defend, says Dummy. That's Dirkstra. We'll We'll go back to them in a second. Just want to complete our run through here. Bijan in 11th, Dirtbag Larry in last at the moment, but we did have 14 starters, so we're down to 12 now. Here is Dirkstra and Senor Fak. This is going to be a tough one for Dirkstra to hold on to. I have to say, that's hulked. Dirkstra hulked, by the way. Senor Fak. Let's ride with Senor Fak, shall we? How about a little bit of gyro cam through the S's? See the change of camber and that beautiful sunset. Drivers won't be admiring that. They'll be hoping it disappears very quickly because it's really, really bright in their eyes through these turns. Of course, whenever you point to the west. So far, Dirkstra equal to it. We'll see. Wask is 20 seconds away from Piscary. Hulkt is 31 seconds away from Wask. Looks like our front two are settled, but it is still all to play for third, fourth, possibly even fifth as well. Piscary in the pits, 3 litres of fuel left in the car on the end of lap 26 for Piscary. Looks like Wask will get himself into the lead of the race, but we've had confirmed Wask has run mediums, and it looks like Piscary running, I think that's medium soft. 3 stopper possibly from Piscary. Here we are with Arya and Mo right behind him. Keep your eye on that gap though between Fak and Dirkstra. Hulkstra. Good defence from Arya here with Mo chasing him down in the final few laps of the race now. Who's your money on, Fak or Dirkstra? Hulkt. I know there's a lot of people cheering on Dirkstra today. Don't forget, on talk of money, don't forget to support SVR as much as you can. Likewise, my channel, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and liking or hyping a video when you get the opportunity. Also, PSV Racing is Hobbit's channel, and also sponsoring one of our teams, of course. Other streamers we have, of course, Yank the Tank, and we have several other drivers who share a lot of their racing out on YouTube. Most of our drivers are connected to Twitch for our benefit, don't tend to be trying to build huge followings. VR Hot Laps is another one. I know Nigel Mansnell puts quite a bit of content out as well, which is awesome. Here is Tequila Monkey on Uncle Pants, completely in shadow now this part of the circuit, and then it's straight back out to the sunshine. Just give it a lap or two and the sun will have gone behind the horizon, but for now it's absolutely punishing. Oscar saying, go on old man tequila. Oof. Oof. Vintage, I think is the correct phrase, not old man. Oscar. And learn how to spell tequila. It's Oscar's spelling bee right now. Hulk's Masterclass says, bummy. Let's go over and have a look. Well, we do still have closer running. I'm trying to give you... I can't give you either of the drivers here for third and fourth that are fighting over these positions. Historic says, yes. Mo Ghaffar in the pits right now. And dropping down as you would expect. At the moment, Dirkstra isn't doing any actual defending, but he's keeping his speed sufficient. Let's go back to... Well, let's give you... I can't give you Tequila Monkey, that sucks. Unfortunately. I do want to go back, though, and see Tequila Monkey. He's now 1.2 seconds away from Uncle Pants, so Uncle Pants going through. Let's go back, and he's on similar tyres. He passes Mo. Looks like Mo will come out in between them, so I think Tequila may be having a bit of a rough lap that time out, and it ends up costing him a position with the pit stop happening. So Mo back out of the pit lane on soft tyres in 9th place. Okay. Dummy says keeps going back down to a 10th. Right, okay, I will keep an eye. It's down to 0.3 of a second right now, so there you go. Let's keep an eye on it for a hot minute here. Senor Fak, 0.3 of a second away on newer medium tyres. Dirkstra on softs that may not feel comfortable right at the end of the race here. He doesn't have long left on those tyres, as is Dirkstra. Slightly less fuel on board as well. I hope he's fueled enough. Let's have a look for Dirkstra, shall we? And have a look at his fuel calculation. There it is. Here we go. It says out at lap 30.9 of 31. That should be okay. Looks like a yellow flag though in front. It's a yellow flag. That's Wask. It's Wask has spun. Unbelievable. Wask has spun in the dying embers of the race on soft tyres as well. Incredible. Our championship leader throws the car in to. It is all goes wrong here in 130R. Can't quite believe it. And Wask full spin, and he's scrubbed those tyres, and he's lost the position. I want to say he has gone down to 4th place. Absolutely incredible. Wind is being blamed again, but I don't. Has it changed? It has changed back again. It keeps swinging back and forth, doesn't it? As Wask is out there. So incredible. As Piscary, tell me he's not in the pit lane again. That's not right. Sorry about that, folks. Looks like Hector is telling lies there at the bottom. He's had a 3,000 second pit stop right now. But that's madness from Wask at the end here. Lights have come on. It's gotten so dark out there. 130R is murderous today, and says Thump, and Red says that actually feels really bad for Wask. It's good for our championship, but it's really awful for Wask, of course. Everybody feeling for him there. But it happened to many drivers at the start of the race as well. Very few have been able to survive this 130R today. I don't see Wask's championship being under threat. The nearest driver to him in the championship was VRX, and probably might still be. Arya might well leapfrog both Dirtbag Larry and Mate VRX in the championship. It's going to close in that battle for second. Here comes Senor Fak. Big defence from Dirkstra to the inside lane here. And then we're going to go into 130R with the wrong wind and a horrible amount of dirty air. That's very wide in the Totaro Porsche. You don't want to be out that wide. That was brave from Senor Fak. Can he hold on into the Casio triangle? He absolutely can. A thoroughly incredible overtake that time from Senor Fak. Look at this for bravery. The Porsche has turned itself round on its rear axle time after time today for our drivers. Look how close to disaster that was, but it was perfectly judged, and down on the brakes, half a car ahead into that Casio triangle, and he's got second place now, but Dirkstra might well still pick up his podium. Brilliant as we get into the white flag lap, and it's getting dark out there fully. Fabulous. Yeah, Thump says another inch to the right, and that's a spin. I think there are drivers who've taken that exact line and spun, so it's terrific overtake from Fak. Nicky's drops, says Beragos. We are dropping like flies today, unfortunately. Where is Nicky? Yeah, so out of the race, Nicky, although he's still showing on Hector. So try and discount that one. Where are we? 11 races left in the race. We could end up with a Totoro PSV 1-2 here today. It's not quite going to be the Croatian 1-2 we had at the in qualifying, but terrific overtake there. Brilliant. Solchuk says the first thing he says was, well, that was sketchy. Love it. Brilliant overtake there as we watch. Did someone else just drop, by the way? On the bottom left of the chat, I didn't quite see. Red says 2 laps to go in Suzuka. Sounds a bit familiar. I don't know what you're talking about, Red. I know you did have a disconnection, didn't you? Last year. Look at that one, that lap from Mo on the new soft tyres. Personal best on lap 29 on low fuel new soft tyres, chasing down goalie here. Senor still in second place, is gapping Hugged 1.4 seconds the gap now between Senor second and Dirkstra third. Wask will presumably be able to hold on to fourth here as they go side by side. Why don't we go for a little run through 130R side by side again? It's been done once before, surely. It's clearly really easy here. Mo getting ahead, tries to turn into the corner. Car on the inside understeers into him, and then it's just about surviving out there. Mo would have been very tempted to jump down to take the inside line there and roll off the brakes, but he didn't. And he lives to fight another day. One more racing lap for these two to go. So I think we're going to get some drama as we get towards the end of the race. Here is Mo back on the outside again through turn one. That might be the better place to be. Turn in. Let's hope the car on the inside doesn't understeer again. I think he did. I think Goalie did understeer once again through there. And he's holding on here by having essentially missing the apexes. Have another check of this one. Actually come quite a long way back here. But I think the car on the inside doesn't make the apex and drifts into... Yeah, that was a tap on the rear once again, unfortunately. So that was really rough. Let's have a look. Where is Piscary right now? Heading in towards the Casio Triangle for the final time. Could well be his third win of the season in only his fourth appearance. Here he comes out of the final corner, and it's going to be Piscary wins in Suzuka, round 9 of the VR Sim Racing World Championship in the GT3 top tier division. Senor is going to try and make this a Tortoro Porsche 1-2. We'll be looking out for anybody losing fuel or running out of fuel on the way in here. Down into the Casio Triangle we go. All four brake discs glowing beautifully in this sunset evening conditions right now as Senor comes through to take second place. I think that's our first Tortoro 1-2. Dirkstra in third, Wask in fourth. In the end, Wask coming pretty close to the podium, 1.6 seconds only. Arya back, and Arya in fifth place for Azul. Unusual to see Azul's top finish be down in fifth place. Goalie versus Mo continues. Goalie, the most expensive lawnmower out there. There's only a tiny strip of grass on the exit of 130R, and he's found it. Mo's going to finish in front of him, though. A big flash of the lights from Mo. He's pretty happy with that one. Takes home sixth, ahead of Goalie in seventh. Uncle Pants finishing just ahead of Tequila Monkey, who's looking at the back of a Hector Porsche at the end of the race. Dirtbag Larry home for a 10th place and at least a point or two to finish this race one out. And Dirtbag Larry in 10th. Bijan home, the last finisher in 11th. But Piscary, Senor and Dirkstra are your podium. Incredible stuff. Please don't forget to set a device watching SVR as much as you can over the next few weeks. We really need those watch hours, but a fantastic run from Piscary. Clean race as well. Pole position, fastest lap, and the race win, a 159.433. There were drivers in qualifying in this top tier who didn't make that in qualifying, that 159.433. Tremendous stuff from him. Senor in second and Dirkstra in third. Overtake of the day, I think, has to go with Senor and I think driver of the day as well because of early race incidents. Could have well have challenged for first place had that not happened. Wask in fourth and Ira in fifth, making a Canadian 4-5, with Mo in sixth, separating the Canadians with Goalie in seventh. Uncle Pants finishing in eighth, Tequila Monkey ninth, our season one champion, by the way. Dirtbag Larry in 10th, Bijan in 11th with VRX, Nicky Lauda and Nasty, unfortunately DNFing at different points and disconnecting from the server. Those are just provisional results, of course. Check out svr-racing.com during the midweek, around Thursday, Friday maybe, for the official results to be published, and you can go back and watch any contentious incidents back again and see what the stewards made of everything. But that is your finish for today. As Red says, he's not racing and you get a 1-2. I'm sure you'll get it there sometime soon, Red. So fantastic stuff. Appreciate everybody for watching and for leaving your favorite moment as a timestamp in the comment today if you can. It really helps us build the channel, build highlights and all of the good stuff. Big thank you from everybody here at SVR and from me personally, Webbo. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will catch you on the next race day.